goes it?
Just fine. I'm relaxing to the sounds of a crinkling paper bag in the next room.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. If I hadn't cut the handles so that she couldn't get her head stuck in them, I could just go and pick up the bag and
Oh.
because
Scoop.
she kept getting her head stuck and I'm like, you're gonna choke yourself. I gotta snip the handles. Now she just gnaws on them.
Okay.
Pick a position. I don't know how she's moving around this much inside the bag.
Have I
Pick a
ever shown
spot.
you that video where the cat does not seem to be aware that it is the one that's making noise with the plastic bag? And he just keeps doing like the airplane ears thing, like every time he moves.
That's a pretty cat thing to do.
It's adorable. I absolutely love it.
Not the brightest most of the time.
Oh, I actually this is not all that exciting. It's vaguely exciting for me because I like video games. I remember how I did that like thing where I worked like 6 days in a row because I picked up 2 overtime shifts. That paycheck finally hit, and I think it's the biggest paycheck I've ever gotten in my life. So I treated myself, and I finally bought Elden Ring,
Nice.
which means
Yeah.
I get to play Elden Ring soon. Although I
Yeah.
need to set it to download overnight because it's like a 50 gigabyte game. Yeah, she's thick.
Literally. Yeah, that's good. You gotta have like a fun payoff when you put in extra work.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
when I finished that week, like when I actually like immediately had just like was having like my first day off after having done that, I was like, you know what, a bitch is getting takeout, and I did. And the
Mm-hmm.
first time we and it was, I think the day we recorded a podcast episode, and I remember that specifically because I was drinking. And I was like, I deserve this.
Yes, I think I recall that.
And you know what? I did deserve that. And also, this is the cool sweatshirt I got at the Greta Van Fleet concert.
You have shown me. I don't know that you have shown the people.
I don't think I have shown the people. This is the first time I've ever bought, like, I frequently get, like, concert t-shirts, but this is the only time that I've ever gone for something, like, even fancier than the t-shirt. Because this design was just too cool. I loved it. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just gotta do that, especially if it's your only chance.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I gotta go for it, you know?
Yeah, I got a really cool like tech jacket at Ragnar that I was like, man, this thing is way more expensive than it should be, but
And
it
here, like, yeah, is it? But do I regret it? Absolutely not.
well, I tried it on for size and my friend said, man, that looks like it was made for you. And I was like, well, dang it now.
God damn it!
Yeah, there's no getting around that.
No,
Because
there really
it
isn't.
did. It fit perfectly.
There really
I
is
was like,
not.
well, that's mine now.
Yep, I saw this and I was like, because there were some cool t-shirts. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just get the t-shirt. But I kept going back to it. I was like, you know what? No. No.
No, and it's a crew neck. I'm trying to expand my crew neck collection at all times. I get very excited for crew necks. Always on the hunt. Although the one thing I do not like about crew necks is that I'm constantly trying to put my hands in a non-existent pocket.
What if it was a crew neck with a pocket?
I don't know that they make them. I've never seen one.
Oh, there has to be. Google?
I mean, I'd be all for it, but I think part of the appeal of a crew neck sweatshirt, like from a design standpoint, is they can print on the whole front of it without worrying about a pocket.
Hold on. I need to see if
But
there's a crew neck
I
with
feel like somebody had to have made them at some
pocket.
point. But they gotta be rare.
Adult athletic fleece pocket crew. Oh,
But
yeah.
it's probably
I mean, it is plain.
yeah.
I mean, you could definitely have, like, an upper third pattern on
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, just nobody does that. It's not really a thing, which sucks because I enjoy the crew neck, but I miss the pocket.
We should start a company that's just crew necks with pockets with cool ass designs.
Pocket crews.
Yes!
There's definitely a gap in the market.
Oh, 100%. We could totally fill that gap.
And I feel like crew neck sweatshirts are in right now, just because I keep seeing them more and more.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You know what?
Yeah.
If this podcast, if we ever get to a point of merch, that is going to be one of the first things we make, in addition to, like, a t-shirt and a mug. We're gonna make crew necks with pockets. So if you want a crew neck with a pocket, Please keep listening to us. Get us to
Do
the point of having merch, and it will be yours.
Does it look silly?
I don't
with
think
the
so.
pocket? Did you just Google it, or did you look on Amazon?
I just Googled it. I just Googled crew neck with pocket.
Hmm. Okay, not really. That's fine.
I also think you could do a cool thing where, like, if the pocket is a different color of fabric than the rest of it, I feel like that would look cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like my dino hoodie, how it's all the, like, panels.
Yeah, do like a color block thing.
Yeah. So yeah, those are... I mean, so we know they exist.
Yeah. No, that's good to know.
At least we have that. Technically the first thing I have listed for tonight is something that involves visuals, so I think I might move that to last.
Okay.
And then...
Because of the tier thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really for any reason. I just think if we wind up taking a long time on that, it'll be good to have that be the latter half of the episode.
Yes.
So the first question is thus. Should you use your turn signal even if you are in a turning-only lane? Full disclosure, I do not know what the actual traffic laws for the United States say about this.
I think legally you're supposed to.
Okay. So now that we have that...
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of people who just don't signal, period. And I wish you all a very die.
Yeah.
So outside of the fact that, as far as we know, you are legally supposed to, should you? Like, is it the worst thing in the world if someone doesn't signal and they're already in a turn-only lane?
Sure, sometimes I don't, but most of the time I do. But sometimes it's like, y'all know where I'm turning.
Yeah, here's the thing. I, as a person, will signal when I use my turn signal when I'm pulling out of my own driveway.
Yeah.
Just because the instinct is there. But I mean, like, yeah, if you are in a lane where it's like there's a big sign that's like, if you're here, you're going this way. Like, I don't really know if you, like, again, do you legally have to? Yeah, but also you're technically not supposed to talk on the phone while you drive. And, like, that's a feature that's built into cars now.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're in a turn-only lane and you don't use your turn signal, do I think it's the worst thing in the world? No.
I feel like whether I use mine or not, it like just depends on my mood that day. You know, where it's like sometimes I just don't want to have to listen to the clicking of the turn signal if I don't have to.
That is valid.
Especially if I'm waiting at a red light or something.
That is valid.
But I feel like this has got to be like nearly everybody thing. But like on the days when I do use my turn signal in a turning lane and like the person in front of me or behind me doesn't, I like scoff at them.
Yep.
You judge people for doing things in traffic that you do sometimes
too. No, okay,
too.
literally, whenever someone is like doing that thing where they're like switching lanes back and forth, I'm like, oh, what an idiot. But then I'll be driving to a new place and be like, oh, what lane am I supposed to be in? Ah, I'm sorry. Yep. It's like, girl, they could be in that situation. Why are you being so mean? You wouldn't want you don't want people being mean to you when you're driving to a new place and you're not quite sure where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, admittedly sometimes I'll do that thing where I'm waiting to turn left so I, inch out a little bit, so that way when the light's yellow, I'm like, oh, I'm already out here, I guess I better turn left.
Yeah, no, I do that all. Claim
but then
the intersection.
Somebody does that, and then and then my light turns green, and they're in the way in the intersection. I'm like, how dare you do this? It's my turn.
No, literally, it's like how, like, when I'm driving and somebody, like, does that weird stare down where, like, you technically are allowed to go, but they're crossing the street in front of you, I'm like, I'll hit you, bitch, I'll do it. But then as soon as I'm a pedestrian, I will walk out into traffic and be like, hit me, bitch, I dare you. You won't.
Yeah. Thing that, like, everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just, like, I partially learned some, I wouldn't call them aggressive, assertive driving skills from when I lived in Chicago.
Oh god, I can imagine.
Yeah, they educated me on many things. And, like, So the other day, I am waiting to turn left, and there's a car coming from the opposite direction, turning right on that road.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously they have the right of way. But I want to be very assertive about getting through that light before it turns red because I know it's going to any moment. So I start to turn, knowing that as she turns, I'm just gonna like fall in line behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I scared her. She thought I was like cutting line, I'm like, lady, what you were supposed to keep
Let's
going,
go.
and she's just sitting there staring at me. I'm like, I'm just gonna go then.
Yeah.
But it just like blew my mind. I'm like, it's your turn. I wasn't like anywhere near you. I wasn't
Yeah.
like speeding through the intersection. I was just gonna get out there so I could be right behind you when you turned.
I hate when
But
you pull up to an all-way stop at the exact same time as another person and you have that awkward, like, who's it gonna be?
or when they can't technically get there before you, but they wave you through. Like, why? Just take your turn. It takes longer for you to wave somebody through than to just take your turn.
Yeah. Unless I'm already running late and they wave me through, then I'm like, thank you.
It happens a lot in my hometown. Like, nearly every time I'm at a stop sign, they're like, oh, you go. And I'm like, but it's your turn. No, you go.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, we both could have been through the intersection by now.
Oh, totally unrelated. I had Kyle reshave my undercut the other day, and it's like really like super short now, and I'm just really loving the amount of breeze I can feel on the back of my neck. It's nice, and I'm also just constantly doing the thing where I'm like, touch.
Fighting your fuzz.
Yeah. Oh my god, when I shaved my head, it was so satisfying. I would do that constantly. Like that's like another huge reason why I'm 100% shaving my head again at some point in my life. It's delightful. And you just sit there like wonderful. 10 out of 10. I think everyone should shave their head at some point in their life. It's very fun. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if you don't use your turn signal in a turn only lane, but also I signal absolutely everything.
I get lazy when there's nobody around.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you're driving late at night and there's like no other cars, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a little more lax.
Yeah, like whatever. Yeah, who are you signaling to? The whole point is to indicate to other drivers. If there's no other drivers,
yeah,
like whatever.
The only time where I feel like signaling in a turn only lane is important is like sometimes I genuinely don't think people realize they're in a turn only lane. And the fact that they don't have their turn signal on, I'm like, do you realize that this is a turn only lane? Are you about to like just mess this all up or hit somebody or like?
That is always the worst. That is always the worst when you realize you've gotten yourself into a turn only lane and you're like, oh wait, no, it's the next turn that I'm supposed to take. And you're like, oh fuck.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, so at least like turning it on lets me know that you have to turn here.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about that. But you're right.
That's the only context where I can think that it's important, but then you don't know if somebody doesn't have it on, that they just didn't bother to turn it on, or if
they're
they
in a turn only lane. Yeah. The road is can be stressful.
If I'm stuck sitting at a red light in a turn only lane, I do not turn on the turn signal until that light turns green, because I am not sitting there with it clicking at me for like.
That's so fair, but also I'm usually blasting music in my car, so I don't hear it like all that much.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing. I kind of hate United States car culture. I hate that everyone has to have a car. I hate that our cities are not walkable, but I also love my car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate car culture, but I love my little Nissan, and I love going on road trips. So, like, that is my struggle.
Yeah, I really wish we had, like, a better rail system, both within cities and between.
Absolutely. That's the thing. Hating car culture, it doesn't mean I personally don't have to have a car. I could still go on my little trips.
But you could use it less.
But I could use it less. I want walkable communities, but I also want my little car so I can drive between them. I want the best of both worlds for me personally, just because I love driving.
Yeah, I've never really lived in a place where I could, like, walk out of my home and walk to a place. Well, that's not true.
There's a coffee shop I can walk to here, which is lovely, but that's about it.
Yeah, I used to live, like, down the road from, like, a little plaza, but it was not quite a good walking distance for the most part, and it was on a road that had no sidewalks and was in very bad shape. And
Oh, well, I did technically walk to the CVS last week to get my double jabs. So, like, there's that. And again, I can walk to a little Stewart's and a little coffee shop, which is something.
Yeah, I do envy the people that have like that live walking distance from a bar or something.
God, I wish that were me.
They had a guy in grad school who lived on the road from one of my favorite bars. That was very convenient.
Nice. Oh, there's a pizza place in walking distance. I could go around the corner and get pizza. That's kind of nice. So I do have that going for me. But overall, do I want more walkable communities? Yes, absolutely.
In my neighborhood, I can walk to the car dealerships, and that's it.
Gross.
Well, I do live a mile from a Chinese place, but that's a whole mile.
That's just earning the Chinese.
That would take a while, though. It would like take half an hour round trip of walking.
Oh, whatever.
And the food would be cold.
Okay, yeah. Okay, here's another thing that involves a link, but we're just gonna read the like, I want you to see this, but we're gonna say the choices out loud.
Yeah, I need to be able to look at it to like consider it again. Because I looked at it earlier, but I didn't really think about it. And you need to have the different options in front of you.
Okay, here's the thing. You and I are both smart. Can we figure this out? Can we figure out what the correct answer here is the question.
With the calculator, but
well, we're not allowed to use a calculator.
Yeah. So with the calculator, sure.
Can we figure this out without a calculator? The question. Okay, so the question is this. It is from the r/WouldYouRather Reddit. Before using a calculator /Google /math, etc., which offer do you want? Honor system. Don't do the math until after you vote. Money is automatically added to your bank account. No physical currency is involved. Money is already taxed. So here are the options. $1 every time your heart beats. $5 every step you take. 15 factorial in pennies. $1,000 every hour. $100 for every kilocalorie you consume. Or a $1 billion lump sum. I think I'm gonna go with the billion right away.
I think the thing to do is to go through process of elimination.
Okay.
Like, for example, the 15 factorial in pennies, that's the only one that has a finite amount. The rest of them could go on for the rest of your life.
Well, the 1 billion lump sum is also finite.
Well, yeah, but I mean, as compared to these, so like.
Okay, yeah, I will take that out right away.
Yeah. Right. So then, like $1 every time your heart beats. The average heart rate is 75 beats per minute.
$75 per minute is not fucking bad.
Yeah. Right. So, try to imagine how many minutes in a day, how many days in a year. It's hard to say because calculator would be needed for me. But that's one that would be very similar for a lot of people. But $5 for every step you take, that varies a lot from person to person.
I walk a lot at work.
But then also think about somebody who like runs ultra marathons.
Shit.
I just talked to a guy last night who ran a 50-miler like a couple of days ago, and he was at our running workout.
But like, why?
Yeah, right. Or the guy who just set a new world record by running 200 miles in 24 hours, or almost 200. So it's going to vary a lot from person to person is the point, and there's going to be people who don't walk at all, right? People that...
Actually, cool fact about me, my resting heart rate is slightly lower than average because of the heart surgery.
Mine is lower than average because of the running.
Haha, I didn't have to do any work.
Garmin tells me my fitness age, and I'm younger than I am, which is fun.
Nice.
Now,
1,000 every hour.
So 1,000 every hour. So first of all, if we already think about the $1 every time your heart beats, 75 times 60 is going to be more than 1,000.
Yeah.
So already, I would say that's out.
Okay.
Because that's going to be less than the $1 every time your heart beats.
Makes sense to me.
$100 for every calorie.
No, it's kcal. I think it's kilocalorie.
Yes, but it works out to be the same thing, because everything I've seen that's labeled kcal is the same number as the calories they list, which I don't get, but that's what they do.
All right.
I think it's a different labeling system. I don't really get it. But the average woman is supposed to consume 1,800 calories a day. So if we add that in there.
So that's what, $18,000? I can't do math in my head. It's really embarrassing.
I legitimately forget how this works.
Oh, same.
Well, maybe that. Right? So that's probably less than your heart beating.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gotta be the answer.
What, the heartbeat?
The heartbeat thing. Unless you're like, your goal is to start a business like right this second and you need capital.
Yeah.
Like that I can understand going with the 1 billion lump sum. But I would love to get $1 every time my heart beats. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to judge the step one because that varies so much from person to person.
Yeah.
It depends on who's answering the question. But like also every time your heart beats, think about if you're physically active, your heart's going to beat a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I spent way too much time
incentive to exercise.
Yeah, right. Like the opposite of the calorie one, which incentivizes you to overeat.
Yeah. I feel like that has to be the answer. Yeah. At least for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so I'd have to sit down to see if that's more than a 1 billion lump sum. And it also depends on how old you are, how much longer you live. You don't know, you could die tomorrow.
I try not to think about that.
Well, yeah.
But I'm 24, so $1 every time my heart beats for the rest of my life? Don't mind if I fucking do.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's worth it, even if you're like 60. You could theoretically live another 30 years.
Yeah. Well, the question isn't which of these would get you more money. It's which of these would you rather have.
Oh no, I know.
So, right? You could essentially take the gamble.
I'm gonna say $1 every time my heart beats.
That's what I'm thinking, especially as a runner.
Oh hell yeah!
Get that heart rate up.
I bike.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
Really, and then you get to have money and be more physically fit.
Hell yeah.
That's a win, which makes you live longer and have more heartbeats.
Oh God, we're crushing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Now, will it be more than 1 billion eventually? Who can say? But
who's to say?
But I actually think it's almost better to have a continuous stream of money over time.
Than 100%, yeah. Get that sweet, sweet passive income.
Yeah, yeah. And then you can still like work part-time for funsies depending on how much money you get out of it. Because again, I'd have to use a calculator, but
that's not allowed.
But it's got to be a lot of, again, $75 a minute.
Oh God, yeah.
It's got to be plenty to live on.
Yeah, I think you'd be set.
Well, we know exactly how many minutes are in a year, so.
525,600 minutes.
Closer.
There it is. Yeah, no, 525,600 times 70. Are you kidding me? Or times 75? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah. Even if you only got $1 per minute, that's still way more than enough to live on.
Yeah, no, I'm very much here for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, so if you think about it that way, like you're making millions a year.
Even with my like lower heart rate.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna make more than 1 billion, I think.
Hell yeah, brother. That's the answer.
I think we win.
I would say so. We say it as though this matters.
Yeah. But again, once again, it is dependent on how long you live. Which you can't guarantee, but
you can't guarantee it, but as a person who's pretty young, I think that's a gamble I'm willing to take in this hypothetical.
Plus, if you do die earlier than you expect, and you stop getting money, you're not gonna mind.
This is also very true.
I mean, it'd be nice to have something to pass on to your heirs, I guess, but
What heirs?
your future nieces and nephews. I don't know. That's all I got. Cousins.
I mean, yeah, honestly, that's probably as close as I'm coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I got nieces.
Only goal in my life is to be the fun aunt.
Yeah, the fun.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'm trying to figure out how long we've been going here, but for whatever reason,
About 25 minutes.
Okay, cool. For whatever reason, the little bar at the bottom of my computer that, like, goes down, is not going down, and it's blocking the timer on OBS.
It was about quarter after.
Banger. Alright, I mean, do we have anything else we want to talk about anything at all? Before we dive into our little...
Like, every single time you ask something like that,
like... and I don't know why I keep asking.
Yeah, everything. Everything I've ever learned or known about in my entire life, just out of my head.
Head empty.
Yeah. Yeah, which is just, incredible.
Head empty, brain smooth.
I can talk about the race that I ran for Saturday night, because that's just wild. The one that I put it in the group chat, did you not see it?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought that was a meme.
No.
I am intensely stupid. Please, enlighten me.
It was a 5-mile trail race in the dark.
Are you trying to die?
Well, it was a glow run, right? So everybody wears glow sticks, and you have glow sticks marking the trail and everything. And I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. Didn't look at the course in advance. They're mountain bike trails.
Oh, baby girl.
They're all like this steep, and there's like zero flat. Literally, no part of it is flat. It's just constantly roots and rocks and logs and entire trees you have to jump over, and it's very scary. I rolled my ankle several times, not enough to do damage, but there was one point where the toe of my shoe caught on a root when I was going down a really steep hill, and I went flying through the air, and I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Oh my god.
And I yelled in a very long, echoing way, shit! There were children present, which is probably not good. I don't think they could hear me.
Whatever.
But somehow I managed to, just kept my feet running like a cartoon character.
Okay, queen, hop off.
Until they hit ground again, and I have no idea how I managed to regain my feet and not fall. But
hey, at least you didn't die.
Yeah, and then there was like an aid station with water and stuff at about mile 3, and apparently a ton of people bailed at that point because
I can imagine.
We were told that after that point it gets more technical.
What does that mean?
All I can figure is that it means that your chances of breaking an ankle exponentially increase because it gets much worse.
Okay.
Yeah, and I thought I got lost more than once because, it's in the dark and the trails were like this narrow at points. So I'm like, how could a bike even get through there?
I mean, bike tire, small tire.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. But I placed 3rd in my age group, which
okay.
I think I could have won my age group if I'd been more assertive about getting around people. But I was like, I'm polite. I'll just run right behind you until I see an opening.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but it was
sounds
very
terrifying.
Insane. But I find myself wondering a lot now. I feel like at least one person had to have gotten injured.
Oh God, yeah.
And now I'm really curious. I had a friend running it with me, and she was behind me somewhere, and the whole time I was convinced. I'm like, she's not gonna come out behind me. She's gonna have broken something.
Oh my God.
Just because, this is impossible not to break something. Somebody
was that Allison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a blast.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah. I think she enjoyed it. I don't know if she enjoyed it as much as I did, but...
Well, that's something.
It was unique, and now I'm signed up for 4 more trail races.
You scare me.
Including the one that's 3 in one weekend, where you do 3 miles on Friday, 5.5 miles on Saturday, and then 11 miles on Sunday.
Why? Why are you doing this to yourself?
with like actual mountain climbs that are it's usually all snowy and stuff.
Why are you doing this to yourself? I
Oh
know you like
no!
running, but like,
I don't understand.
girl.
I don't understand. So it's possible I might not survive. I sent pictures of the snowy mountain one to Allison, and she was like, "Do you need helicopter assistance?" And I said, "No. My plan is to just put on some like skis and then
Hell
see if
yeah.
Zach will borrow Echo, and she can just pull me up the hills."
I'm sure she'd be happy to. Um, well, that's terrifying, but good for you.
Yeah, yeah, real fun, real scary.
Nicely done. All right. What is the best way for me to do this? I think
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna. I'm sure. Do I want it on my screen as we do this? Is the question.
Look, you can see the reflection of my last pod poster in the window.
Oh, nice. Mine's hanging in my little dining area.
I just looked up. I'm like, that's not the right wall. Oh, right window.
So what we're doing is making a mac and cheese brand tier list. But I'm thinking, do I want this on... You know what? Yeah, here. Let me do a little dual window situation going on here.
Do you have strong opinions about mac and cheese? Would you like to share your opinions?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me for a second. I was like, I've been to your house. You know the answer to this.
But that's what I was sort of thinking too. Was like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be just this is the answer.
I mean, strong opinions.
Are you coming?
Alright, yeah, let me...
Gotta avoid.
Yeah, this will work. Let me stream this for you so you can see what I'm doing.
There she is.
Hello, Bubba.
She would like to share her opinions on mac and cheese.
I love
she's
it.
Never had
Go
but she knows.
live.
What? Oh. Oh my goodness, that's so many brands.
Yep. Alright, so...
No, what you...
Where would we like to begin?
It's hard for me to see, there's so little.
I know.
Are the first two the same thing?
I think they're just different varieties of the Cracker Barrel mac and cheese.
Admittedly, I have not had probably most of these.
I have not had several of those, and we can put those in the never even heard of it category.
Because...
But the ones I have had, I have strong opinions about.
Yeah. Do you want to just go through them in order?
Yeah, sure.
Because I can't really read the boxes.
I got you, girl.
Or packaging.
I got you.
If you can just tell me what it is, I can tell you if I've never had it.
Well, the first one's Cracker Barrel.
Which I've never had their mac and cheese. Not the boxed, anyway.
I've had it. It's pretty solid. I would... Like, I mean, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but in my personal opinion, God tier, Annie's.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
It's no Annie's.
Yeah, that's given.
But it is most certainly a step above, like 2 steps above, like, Kraft.
So, like a B?
Yeah. And frankly, I'm gonna say that for both.
Yeah, I would imagine they're similar quality.
This appears to be the Walmart brand, which is just like the
Never had it.
I have not had it either. I mean, I have heard of it, obviously. I know what Walmart is, but we're gonna put it here. Because I haven't had it.
Never heard of it, never had it category.
Oh, this is a Annie's mac and cheese that, like, it has the sauce. Like, it's not the powder. It's in the packet.
Yeah, cheese sauce.
It's not as good.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 levels. Again, this is me leaning because I can't see very well.
I mean, I also kind of have to lean. Do you want to go get your glasses?
But, like, you have the orange one is an A. What's on the red?
S.
For...
I don't know, for whatever reason, S
Oh,
tier, it's just,
but
like, it's,
that's the god tier
yeah,
though.
it's the God tier. I don't
Okay.
know where that, like, kind of, I guess I would kind of call it something of a meme S tier. I don't know where that started,
Well,
but there you have
yeah.
it.
Okay. Just verifying so I can,
Yeah, no.
know what to say. I mean, like a A or B? I don't
Personally,
know. I like
I
it,
would probably call it a B, because it's nowhere near as good as, like, just the regular Annie's.
but it's still good, like in the
It's
grand
still
scheme.
good.
Yeah.
Ugh, Kraft is like a D, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good when you're drunk.
A lot of things are really good when you're drunk.
Yeah, but there's just something about making a big bowl, a pan of it, and then just eating it directly out of the pan.
I mean, I could argue that you could do that with Annie's and it's even better.
No, I feel like it hits differently. Like it has a bit more of a, I
Look
don't
at
know.
you using my slang.
Maybe it's because it's like that's what I grew up eating, and so there's a little nostalgia factor
Oh
to
no,
it.
I completely understand.
Yeah, I'm having trouble putting it into words, but there's just it's not necessarily that it tastes better per se, but that it has a little something, a little
No,
je
I
ne
feel
sais quoi.
that. Like, it did, like, whenever I was a kid and I would get something in a restaurant and there was, like, a little side of mac and cheese, that smacked in a way that I cannot recreate. Like, I have
Yeah,
never been able to recreate.
yeah.
So maybe, like, a C?
All right. Yeah.
Because, like, given the choice between, like, the Annie's, and, like, this, like, the cheese sauce
Yeah.
Annie's and Kraft, I'm gonna pick the Annie's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
I've looked at that. It's like a high protein macaroni cup,
Oh, ew,
but the
lame.
calories on it are insane, so I've never bought it.
That's not what I'm here for. That's not why I'm eating mac and cheese.
Yeah, no, it's high protein for like people to build muscle and whatnot.
Lame.
Because when you lift weights, you got to refill high protein afterward to
Well,
build the bulk.
God knows I'm not doing that. Although I mowed the lawn the other day and I had to, like, yank the pull start a bunch of times because there were a ton of leaves on the lawn, so I had to, like, refill the like empty the bag a bunch of times. And now I'm like, my sad non-existent muscles be hurting.
You forget you have muscles in certain places until you.
Yeah. Or, like, when I got the this has happened to me every single time I've gotten a COVID booster. Whatever this is right here, it's like
Mhm.
next to your pectoral muscle and, like, kind of goes into the boob a little bit.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, whenever I get like a COVID booster, like, every single time I have gotten a COVID shot, that has always, like, been the prime, like, aside from, like, the actual injection site, that has always been the, like, primary muscle affected. And I'm like, what?
Well, you have lymph nodes right there.
Yeah, that too. But
It
also,
causes all
like,
of that stuff.
something, like, I feel like it has something to do with, like, the like internal motion of your arm working as well. I'm no scientist. Anyway, I can't see what the label is on here, but the
Yeah,
packaging does not look familiar whatsoever, so we're just gonna.
can't tell what that is.
I like that this says Wacky Mac, but I've never heard of
Never
it.
heard of it. Literally never heard of it.
I have never had Hamburger Helper in my life.
I feel like that doesn't really. I never thought about that as being macaroni and cheese.
I mean, technically it is, there's just stuff in it.
But like in the 90s, that was your whole dinner because it had protein from the hamburger and then you got the pasta with the carbs.
I mean, I would say it's still. I mean,
That's
I am a
fair.
person who frequently just has mac and cheese as dinner, but that's me.
I mean, it's again, it's hard to separate it from the nostalgia of it.
I've never had it in my life, so I think between the two of us, we'll get an. I think our assessment could be considered accurate by some.
You know, I would put it in the C category because it does have the similar nostalgia to the Kraft for me.
Okay.
And it has such a unique taste. I mean, hamburger's good. You got the pasta, you got cheese. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah,
I haven't made it.
none of those are things I'm opposed to, so yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. kind of want to make some. I think I made it a couple of times, like when I was first living on my own,
That could
but not.
be a drunk adventure for the two of us.
Yeah,
That could be a
that'd be
fun
something I'm
time.
bringing over. It sounds kind of good right now. I might be
Um,
hungry.
I didn't know this existed until now, and I don't like it.
I keep looking at buying it, and then wait, did I buy it and never make it?
It's the
Possible.
Cheetos Mac for
They have
audio
multiple
listeners.
flavors
I
because
don't
they have
like
the
that.
flamin' hot.
I don't care. I'm putting it in the disgusting because its very existence offends me.
They have the regular. They have the flamin' hot. They have a jalapeno version, I believe.
That's gross. I hate it.
Yeah,
I like absolutely hate it.
yeah. I think I might have talked myself out of it because if I want myself to not get something, I look at the calorie count, and that usually, puts me off it pretty quickly.
That doesn't sound like a healthy thing to be doing mentally, but okay.
Well, no, like if it's something like that,
Okay, fair.
you know, like an actual like healthy food doesn't matter. But if I'm thinking about getting Cheeto mac and cheese,
Again, offensive conceptually.
and I look at it and I'm like, oh nope, better ways to use those calories
That is fair.
on ice creams.
I don't know what this is.
Uh oh, I think that's the vegan mac,
Oh,
the
well,
Deo.
I'm not about
Never
that
had it,
shit.
but
I'm not about that life.
yeah.
I didn't know this existed.
Ew.
Are we gonna put that in disgusting despite never having had it?
I have had it.
Oh.
Ew.
Okay, cool, yeah, no. The notion
Like
of
meth.
mac and cheese in a can disgusts me.
Chef Boyardee. Yeah, no, it's not okay.
Really not here for it. I believe this is the Price Chopper brand,
Never had it.
which I can't say I have either. Oh, I know what this is. It's that it's that brand of pasta that's all chickpeas.
Oh, I have not had that.
I haven't had it, and conceptually, I'm gonna call it disgusting because the texture of chickpeas and like anything made from chickpeas offends me so much.
I enjoy chickpeas. I got chickpea pasta on the cabinet.
Gross. So I'm gonna say disgusting, but if you're not offended by the idea of it, we could call it an E.
Yeah, I mean, I have no strong opinions. I've not had it. I generally like chickpea related things, but I I do not have strong opinions.
I guess, is what I'm
Feel
gonna
free to
say with
put
that. Eh. Um, I don't
So the
know.
next one is it's Knorr, one of their sides, which I've had some of their sides back when I was like super broke and living in Chicago.
Never had it.
But I've never had a mac and cheese from them. But the sides that I did get from them, which I only purchased because they were cheap, were pretty darn gross.
Alright. Want to call that an
So,
E? E or an F?
E.
Alright, that seems fair. We've reached the God tier. Absolutely no
Yeah,
question about it.
There's no discussion here.
Annie's Mac, S tier. Does not matter the type. All of them smack so hard.
The number of boxes of that just you and I have consumed together.
It is unholy.
Mm-hmm. And that's the white Mac.
I know, though I gotta say, here's the thing. Just for vibes, I would say the orange Mac is best, but like, is there a single form of Annie's Mac that is not God tier? Absolutely not. All
Yeah,
God
I don't
tier.
think that one's on there. I mean, I actually, about equal to me. They just have different, different feels to them.
Different
Depends on
vibes.
the mood.
If we want to get super technical about it, they don't have it on here, but the Annie's shapes, I would call those an A, not an S, because just the orange shells, I think, are superior to the shapes, but like, again, Annie's Mac as a brand, period, God tier. Absolutely God tier. And this next one, I don't know what it is, so we're just gonna boop.
Bird's Eye?
Oh, I guess. I thought they just did vegetables.
I can see the logo. No, they've branched out into frozen things of different types. But they also make pasta out of vegetables.
Interesting.
That might be one of those.
I mean, here's the thing. If I'm eating mac, I'm not looking to be all that healthy about it, you know?
Yeah.
It
But it
is
looks like a logo.
it is something I am simply here to enjoy.
Hmm.
Um, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where else to put it.
Yeah.
Because, like, technically I have it. Now, this is
Can't even
interesting.
really tell what it is. Panera?
Yeah. Because I kind of fucking love Panera Mac.
Yeah, I've never had it as like a container from the store like that.
I think I have, and there really wasn't much difference.
Okay.
But, like,
I think it's pretty good.
not even just, like, the cup one buys in a store specifically. Just, like, when you order it, Panera Mac. Where do we put that?
I mean, I would go A.
I was thinking similar. Especially when you get it in the bread bowl.
Yeah. Mm.
And then you get
This
to,
is making
like...
me real hungry.
I know.
I believe I have some Annie's Mac in the cupboard. I might have to...
That is what I made last night.
I actually have milk right, like regular milk right now, which I almost never do, so.
Yup. Yeah, no, I love Panera Mac. Or, like, when you get the baguette as a side, and then you rip it into little pieces and dip it in the cheese. Ugh.
Yeah, I feel like it's important to note, because I don't see it on here because I don't... Well, they just sell it as like a frozen thing in some places. Boston Market, their mac and cheese is so good.
What do we call that? I mean, we don't have the image of it to put on this actual physical chart that we're making, but would we call that an A? Like, you personally?
For me, Boston Market is an S.
Alright. I might
Have you had their mac and cheese?
No.
We have one here. We can go get it from the Boston Market when you're here next.
Hell yeah. Very much
It's
here for
like spirally noodles.
Ooh.
But the cheese sauce they put on there, it's like so much cheese sauce, and it's just...
That's gonna actually... This is a local restaurant that has, like, 2 locations. It's a place called the Tipsy Moose, and they have these awesome, like, mac and cheese... Like you know, you get your mac and cheese, but it's in a little cast iron skillet, and they bring it out to you. Oh my god, one time I got it. It was like a build your own. So I did mac and cheese, bacon bits, and mild buffalo wing sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I ascended with that mac and cheese. It was incredible. So good.
That reminds me that there's another one not on here, frozen brand called Devour that makes excellent mac and cheeses, but they have a buffalo one and they have like a shrimp one.
That is a brand I have never heard of.
Yeah, they're so good. They have them at Wegmans.
Interesting. Maybe that's a Wegmans thing specifically, because I don't...
Well, I think I've seen them at like Walmart and stuff too.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, super good. But then...
So many of these are ones that I've simply just never tried. Although I will say that Velveeta is disgusting.
Yeah. Michelina's, that's going to be very low. Because that's like the super cheap frozen meals. That, once again, when I first moved to Chicago, it was super broke.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that was the kind of stuff I ate, and it was garbage.
I'm gonna put this here because I remember having these as a kid and liking it, but it's probably garbage.
Yeah, I never had those.
Oh yeah, that was when I had softball practice. That's what my mom would make. Like, you know, she had to get us out the door quickly. Loved that. Good times.
I don't know the last 2 on there.
I don't know this one. One of them's like a fucking lean cuisine or whatever, which is lame. Again, that's not why I'm eating mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just...
Yeah, it's like, it misses that important, like, fatty element to it when they do that.
Well, because and I mean, again, not even, like, from a culinary science point of view, you need things like that to bond ingredients.
Yeah.
Like, properly.
Yeah.
Or otherwise you have to find workarounds that, like, don't taste as good.
Yeah. It's like, don't keep yourself from eating real mac and cheese, just don't eat a lot of it or eat it super often.
Yeah.
Just, eat the real thing.
Yeah, all of these I have never had.
Oh, I quite enjoy Stouffer's mac and cheese. I get that every once in a while.
Where would you put that? I'm gonna defer to your opinion here because I trust you.
Oh man. I'm torn between A and B. I might go B.
Okay, that
Just
seems
because,
fair.
because it's frozen, so it's not as good as like a
Yeah.
fresher,
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. It's pretty solid.
No, that I get. And then
And then
these
Marie,
I have never had.
I'll give the Marie calendars C. I would say kind of like in the C category because it's satisfying. There's some good elements to it, but it's not great.
I feel that. And also never had this and have.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay. Then
I can't even tell what the package is.
I don't really know what it is
Oh
either.
no, that is lean cuisine.
I think.
Yeah, that's lean cuisine.
Who cares?
I have to lean super forward and then you can just see my forehead in the camera.
Oh no. So there we go. There's our official mac and cheese tier list, which I will be saving. Download image. And I will be posting that in the description for this for any audio listeners who would like to be let in on the secret, which isn't even a secret because we just rank them all out loud. I'm doing
No one
great.
will ever know what kind of mac and cheese we like.
As if we haven't constantly talked about making Annie's and chicken nuggets every time we hang out.
Yeah, specifically dino nuggets.
Specifically, you know what? Listen. Sometimes you just have to be two grown women cooking dinosaur chicken nuggets 3 drinks deep.
Yeah. Yeah. That always has to be the context, too.
Yep.
Lots of drinking involved.
It feels illegal not to do it when we hang out.
Yeah, no, it's...
Even if we do decide to get fancy stuff, we have gotten slightly fancy sometimes. We have, done actual cooking and following recipes.
Yeah.
But this
We
did! We made the chicken salad. We've used an Instant Pot and an air fryer. We've done actual cooking together. We are not incompetent. It is simply a choice.
Asparagus in the air fryer.
Oh my god. That was banger.
We ate asparagus together. I think that alone is that says a lot. We chose to eat asparagus.
Yeah.
Which I love asparagus, but
That is real adult activity. It doesn't matter that we followed up eating that asparagus with drinking Four Loko and watching cartoons.
We just leave that for us.
It's fine. Oh, I sent the TikTok to you. But have you heard of those buzzball things?
Oh, I've seen them.
Yeah, apparently they're worse than Four Loko, so that means we have to try them.
Yeah, I've eyeballed them a time or two and thought, man, that looks awful. I should get one. And then didn't.
The TikTok I sent you is this guy, he's like, what the fuck is a buzzball? And then he takes a sip out of it, and then it immediately cuts to him on the floor just going, I love you. And I want to know.
Yeah.
I would like to know.
I am currently in possession of both ingredients for the flavor.
Oh my god. Alright, so when are you coming over next?
I have to be invited.
Are you like a vampire?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it is an open invitation.
It's tricky because we have opposite off days.
Yeah, although actually I am going back to regular weekends soon.
Oh, that's nice.
Navigation season ended last week. So, actually, yeah, I am back to regular weekends. I totally forgot about that.
Already? And you just forgot her?
Literally, my brain... I was on my weird schedule for so long. I still think that I'm supposed to have tomorrow off, and it's like, no, you're not. You're on regular weekends again.
Oh, no. Thought you were going to be on.
Whatever. Life is a bitch. Oh well.
But I have to teach classes tomorrow.
Ew.
And it was just on fall break, and so I'm like, I only got to teach one day this week, but it's a huge burden on me
Oh,
to teach.
rip. Oh yeah, my sister was home.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Rip.
Yeah. I felt like I had company in town over the weekend and we had fun, but then I just didn't feel like I got, downtime.
I feel that.
Ran that 5-mile trail race in the dark after a full day of wine tasting. I left out that part. I thought I was gonna throw up so many times. I'm just stomach full of wine.
Girl, why? Okay.
So that adds another layer to it. But
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
I mean, I was sober. I stopped drinking like 2.5 hours before the race.
I mean, okay. Why do you
Like,
do these things to yourself?
Exactly 2.5 hours. I stopped drinking at 4:30. The race was at 7. So.
Why? I mean, as if I don't constantly do equally stupid things.
Yeah, but these things, they make good stories, and then like
That is
you
the
know you can
thing.
survive anything. Just shows you what your limitations are. And I'm like, yes, I can run a 5 mile trail race on mountain bike trails in the dark after drinking wine all day, and not break an ankle.
Honestly, that makes everything you told me about that even more impressive.
So, I don't know how I keep forgetting that part of it. Because Allison was here. We had such limited time. We were trying to cram things in, so we just
No, I mean, I feel it. It happens. You gotta do what you gotta do. But alright, I think the tier list is a good place to leave it for this week.
Yeah.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
List. Now I really want mac and cheese though, and I really might go make some.
Yeah, I need to make myself actual food. And come to terms with the fact that I do in fact have work tomorrow.
Gotta go eat and try to finish up Over the Garden Wall because I will not have time tomorrow.
Ooh, enjoy that. God, I love Over the Garden Wall so much. Alright, well, as always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll be back again next week. Adios.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly, Zach Calderon, and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at Zach Calderon, and at AnnSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature or consider donating to our Patreon. Thanks for listening.